Here again is a picture of the historic original Dracaena plant. Now you'll notice on the right, on the leaf that's on the bottom on the right, you'll notice there's a little piece clipped off, and it's a straight line there. Well, that's because that's the tip of the leaf that he burned. So this is where the story gets very interesting. First of all, let's take a look at this. This is the very, oh geez, did it again. I gotta not hit that button. I have a different remote today. So this is the historic graph of the first 2 minutes when he hooked up this plant to the polygraph. And what you see here is that there's a very complex lifelike activity. Now, in the beginning, because you're going from left to right, you see that the graph is trending downwards, and then you see there's a big line, and he draws arrows on it. That's because he had to move the needle into a position that was comfortable for the plant. So it was actually cranked up too high for the plant. He had to raise the needle up so it didn't go off the paper. Then you get this incredibly complex graph that's all human-like. It's exactly like what we would see with a human being. So then as time goes on, we get into the second part of the graph. He's watching this and he says, well, you know, this plant is behaving just like a human being, and its output is just like a human being on a lie detector. So what do we do to get a reaction on the polygraph? We have to threaten the person. Could I threaten this plant and cause the plant to have a reaction similar to a human being? In other words, if I burn a leaf of the plant, will the plant have a reaction? Now, you would expect, well, yeah, of course, if the plant's got a human-like reaction and then you set it on fire, at the moment that you burn the leaf, the plant should be screaming. But yet, what is so unbelievable in this graph is that at the moment that he got the idea to burn the leaf, that's when the plant started screaming. Because apparently it could see the future, and it knew he was going to do it. So when you see this graph here, right at that point, where we're now going to the next page, so let's just start here. So right where the graph just surges, you see that, how it's all kind of going along on one line, and then all of a sudden off to the right it surges? That's the exact moment that he got the idea in his mind to burn the leaf. And then the same graph continues forward here. All of this crazy screaming that you see how the graph is just like so intense and so crazy. The plant is just screaming and screaming and screaming. And he didn't actually burn the leaf until almost in the middle, just a little bit.
Oh my.
Left of the middle. So all that original screaming is before the plant had any actual physical evidence that he was going to hurt it. And then he started to feel really bad after he burned the leaf, because clearly, if this was a human being, this is a person who's like crying now and hyperventilating and sweating and in a very agitated state. So he actually felt bad. He has an attack of conscience and he says, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to hurt you anymore. I'm going to take the matches. I'm going to leave the room and I'm not going to burn you again. And right after he did that, as you see in this graph, that's when the plant calms back down. The plant somehow intelligently knew that he was going to burn it before he actually carried out the behavior. This is crazy. This is telepathy. It doesn't make any sense, except that the plant was telepathic, and then it knew that he was going to burn it, and it knew when he had decided not to burn it anymore. Well, believe it or not, he never burned another plant again. He didn't.